everybody got quiet all of a sudden. What happened? Hi, my name is Kevin Crow. I'm the lead pastor here at Harvest Ridge, and we want to welcome you to tonight's story, The Christmas Post. It's a musical. I think you'll enjoy yourself. If you don't enjoy yourself, just leave now. Sorry, we can have a little fun, can't we? Is that all right to have a little fun? All right, good. So this is a church, in case you're wondering, and we do this church thing at church where we actually talk to God and we invite Him to be a part of our lives. So would y'all mind if we did that together? So let's do it. Father, we thank you that you're alive and you're well. We thank you that you gave your only son, Jesus, so this time of year wouldn't just be about buying gifts and snow and Hallmark movies for all the crazy ones, but instead it would be about the love of Jesus given to us. Let us live in it. Tonight I pray you bless this performance. Cause those who are using their gifts to bless us, cause them to experience joy in their giving, and let us celebrate with them as they serve and give us. Thank you for all the time they spent, and we pray your blessing upon all that happens in this space. Amen. All right, so I only have one thing to say. I've got one job to do, and my one job to say is we have a lot of things going on here at Harvest Ridge around Christmas time. So we've got a slide for you going to pop up real quick, and if you would like to know about some of the Christmas events going on, what we're doing for Christmas Eve, any of the other things that's going on, we had a slide that was, we got it? There is no slide? There is a slide. It's coming. It just takes a while. Anyway, we're going to ask you to text Christmas to the number that'll appear on the screen here in just a second. Text Christmas or drop by out here at the welcome booth following the service and get some information about services. If you don't get it, let me just tell you, next Sunday we've got a service, and there it is. It's popping up. Text Christmas to that number, and we'll send you some information about the church and the things that we have going on this Christmas season. Well, I'm going to get out of the way because you didn't come to listen to me. You know what you came to watch? The Christmas Post. So let's give a big warm welcome to the Christmas Post.
Hot off the press, morning delivery, Cleveland Press.
You're early this morning, Hank.
Well, it's Christmas Eve. I have a lot of shopping to do still, so I need to get done early.
Well, from the looks of Public Square, you're going to have plenty of company.
Well, you should have a good sales day too. I mean, everybody wants the Christmas edition of the Cleveland Press.
Well, I can't sell my newspapers without my newsies. Where are those kids?
Oh, I see them standing down there by the candy store. I'll give you a hand. Hey, newsies, the papers are in. Let's go. Well, hey, you have a Merry Christmas, Addie McGee.
The same to you, Hank.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Christmas headlines, that's why we shout it. We got to boast, we got the most Christmas news in the Christmas Post. Anything can happen on Christmas Eve. Miracles are yours for the day. Anything can happen this time of year. Everybody knows it's a season. Anytime or any place you might hear them say that anything can happen today. It's the time when we right here, right now. Have a little faith and believe that everything is gonna work out somehow, some way. Yes, anything can happen today. It's the time when angels can appear to us, and the love of God is so near to us. For once upon a midnight clear, there was good news that everyone should hear, should hear. Go tell it on the mountain, go tell it on the mountain. Anything can happen on Christmas Eve. Miracles are yours for the asking. The unexpected happens when you believe it may. So anything can happen. Yes, anything can happen. Anything at all, anything at all, anything at all can happen today. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Roll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la.
Well, thank you. Sorry about that, folks. But each Christmas Eve gets busier and noisier than the last one. I always used to wonder why everyone was in such a hurry on December 24th. I don't think because they're doing last-minute shopping or they're trying to get home. Nope. Somehow, they know that there's miracles in the air just waiting to happen. And they sense that they're going to be a part of it. So let's take Sam Gillespie here and his caroling group. Actually, it's the entire congregation of the South Euclid Community Church about 6 blocks down. Yeah, you heard me, all 5 of them. Within 1 year, their pastor got called to a bigger church. And well, everyone thought it was too far to drive downtown to go to church. And well, these folks, they're the only ones left. Brother Sam, he was the head usher. He was always the first one to come and the last one to leave, and well, everyone got used to shaking his hand on the way out. So they started calling him Pastor Sam. Well, he refused to take the title as Reverend, and they started calling him Brother Sam. As you can see, they're out caroling, and they're trying to raise money for their soup kitchen and trying to keep their doors open. They sure could use a miracle, or even 2. And then there's this other establishment that's always trying to get people to come through its doors, Higbee's Department Store, the oldest store in Cleveland, Ohio. And I should know, because my newsstand has been there almost as long as the store has. Things sure have changed since Elliott Jr. took over about 5 years ago. You know, they used to say no one had more spirit than the Higbees. Well, now this place could use a heap of miracles. And now what better day to have a miracle than on Christmas Eve? After all, this was the night the biggest miracle of them all happened. And I think a little bit of that first miracle is waiting to rub off on us. So we'll just have to wait and see. As you were.
Wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin, glad tidings of Christmas and a Happy New Year.
forgot. You know what? These two are the two that you need to keep your eye on this Christmas Eve. Huh, that's if you get them to slow down a bit. This is Alice Garfield. No one seems more out of luck or as full of faith as Alice. You see, she's a second grade teacher, and she had to take a seasonal job here at Higby's to try to make ends meet. This is her third Christmas alone. Her husband, Frank, well, he died in accident in Okinawa, and she never looks back. She keeps moving forward. And then over there is her daughter, Katie. And at the moment, but Alice doesn't know it, Katie has taken a seasonal job too, working for me, selling newspapers. I reckon these two are dead set on a collision with the miracle. I wonder if it's going to be today. I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out.
Great job, everyone. Let's take a break.
Oh, hi, Hattie. Like my new disguise today? Nobody knew it was me, not even Sergeant Buchanan.
Well, it's a sure thing he didn't, because if he did, he would have arrested you for impersonation. Impersonation of a man with a very questionable taste. Where did you find this getup?
In the attic. It's my grandpa's. Grandma used to hide a bunch of his clothes at our house.
Well, I can see why.
She said he was starting to cause accidents.
Listen here, if you're not more careful, you're going to cause accidents too. I declare, Katie Louise Garfield, if your mother ever finds out that you're sneaking away from Mrs. Schuster and working for me, she's going to ground us both.
Oh, she won't find out. Mrs. Schuster's in on it. So's my brother. But I told him if he snitched, Santa would leave him a stocking full of cut-up worms.
For a 4-year-old boy, that may not be much of a threat.
Besides, it's my last day. Mrs. Schuster knows I'm only doing this until I earn enough money. I want to buy my mom that locket in Higby's window. You know, the one she wants so much, but it's got to be a surprise.
Well, she's going to be surprised, all right. You know, you need to keep that hair underneath that cap.
I'm sure glad you hired girls. All the other newsstands in town only wanted boy newsies.
Now listen, as far as you're concerned, you are a boy newsie. All you girls are. You just have to keep the hair underneath the cap.
Okay.
And remember, no freebies. Last week you gave more papers away than you sold.
I'm sorry. Some people didn't have any money.
They didn't have any change, Katie. You are too soft-hearted, just like your mama. Listen, love, you're not going to get much by giving things away.
I'll remember. Achoo! 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 Excuse me.
Bless you, honey. Are you getting a cold?
Don't worry. I'm probably just allergic to Grandpa's coat.
Very understandable. Oh, no. Put that away. Put that handkerchief away. Use your sleeve.
Okay. Is that what boys do?
Well, and among other things. And you know, it might help you to say, so is your old man. And spit, just occasionally. Oh, goodness gracious, your mother's here. Here, you better skedaddle. Now listen, take this, crouch down. Now, go.
See you at 5.
Go. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Garfield.
Merry Christmas to you, Hattie. And how are...
Achoo! Excuse me.
Just a minute, newsboy.
Excuse me. The Cleveland Press, Christmas Post, ma'am. Here. Oh, yeah. So's your old man. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I think you need to start teaching your newsie some manners, Hattie. Also some business sense. You'll never make much by giving things away.
So I've heard.
You know, I haven't seen that newsboy around here before. Would I know him from somewhere?
I wouldn't be surprised. Would you like some tea, my dear?
Okay, thank you. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready for today, Hattie. I dropped the insides of my purse all over Public Square.
Or a miracle or two.
I could use both of them.
Are you short on the cash department again, Alice?
Yeah, I took this sales job on pure commission. Boy, was that a step of faith in the wrong direction.
So let me tell you something about steps of faith. You can only take one step at a time. Things will work out. Eventually, you'll see.
I can't wait for eventually, Hattie. I have until 5 o'clock today. And then poof, just like Cinderella, everything disappears. My second job evaporates, and my second paycheck turns into a pumpkin. And what am I left with? A 1934 Studebaker with a busted carburetor. And 2 kids with empty stockings.
Empty stockings, you don't mean that.
All Scotty wants is one of those red Coca-Cola, the pedal-powered cars at Higbee's. And Katie, she's had her heart set on a bicycle, the one with the basket and everything. Except she stopped mentioning it about 2 weeks ago, right after the car died. She keeps dropping little hints like she doesn't really need anything at all and that her room's too small as it is. She's something pretty special.
I think that runs in the family.
Pardon me, ladies.
Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Merry Christmas to you.
The caroling was beautiful, Brother Sam.
And
Thank you.
such enthusiastic participation.
Yep, that's one of the advantages when your entire congregation is also your choir. Perfect church attendance at every concert. They just get a little confused when it comes time to applaud.
Your nativity scene is still on this afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, got the frankincense right here. Oh, pardon me, Alice. I found this over by the bus stop a moment ago. Sergeant Buchanan said that it might be yours. He said you had a slight mishap.
Sergeant Buchanan never was very good at filling out accident reports. Keep the money, Brother Sam. Put it in your collection bucket for your soup kitchen.
Oh, are you sure? You know, the church is able to...
I'm sure. There are many people out there who need it far more than I do, especially today.
Especially today. By the way, you'll be coming to our Christmas Eve service tonight, won't you, Alice? We'll be giving away food, clothes, and toys to families in need.
Oh, I don't think I'm quite that destitute. Not yet, anyway. But we'll definitely try to be there. I know Katie and Scott would love it. It's just, I'm not sure how late I'll be working tonight. It's my last day.
Okay, well, we'll save a seat for you anyhow, which shouldn't be too difficult.
Oh, top of the 24th. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Could I offer anyone a jelly donut?
Oh.
Special flavor today. Peppermint.
Ah.
They're delicious.
Well, Sergeant, I'm so glad to finally see you and your, rations.
Oh,
I was getting a bit worried.
not to worry, Miss McGee. I've been on patrol since dawn. I like to stop by the bakery first thing in the morning just to make sure they're secure. And now that the business day is about to start, I have the precinct on high alert for looting and riot patrol. After all, it's Christmas, and anything can happen.
It seems that I keep hearing that.
Say, preacher, that was some mighty fine warbling your folks were doing. Do you think you could get him to sing Peg of My Heart?
You know, it's Christmas, Sergeant.
Fair enough. Well, oh, how about Wearing of the Green?
I will put in your request.
All right.
Well, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
Bye,
Brother
Brother
Sam.
Sam.
Hattie, could I use your phone?
Yes.
I've got a fellow down in a manhole on Euclid and First. I've got to check in on him, make sure that everything's okay. Delicious. All right. Let's see here. Ah, yes, hello, Lieutenant O'Shaughnessy. It's Buchanan. Did you hand out the gas masks this morning?
Oh, I don't think I'm ready for today.
Really need your help today. I think my mom's on to me, so I've got to trade Public Square for somewhere else. Anywhere else. Volunteers? Oh, Emma, I'll take Euclid and you take Public Square, okay? Everybody else, give me a little secret sign like this if you see my mom coming, okay? Now, how much do I have to earn today? Oh, Ginger, you're the treasurer. What's my total? $3.05. I didn't know I needed to earn that much more.
And I can't believe I need to earn that much more in just one day. I really want to buy these gifts. My kids are counting on me. They have such faith. I can't let them down, Hattie.
I gotta get my mom that present. I just have to try harder.
Nobody's trying harder than I am, Hattie. I just can't seem to get ahead. Fact is, I can barely keep up. Seems I'm always short on money, and long on debt. Hard times I remember, good times I forget. I'm full up with troubles, I'm fresh out of time, and all I've got is one more day to find. A little more Christmas at Christmas time this year. A little less heartache, a little more Christmas cheer. A dream that won't vanish, that dares to last. A little more future, a little less past. Believing in Christmas, this Christmas may be tough. When believing in Christmas just may not be enough. So if a little more faith could find its way under my Christmas tree, there'll be a little more Christmas this Christmas for me.
I really want to get my mom that locket. She deserves it, especially this year. Seems she's always finding worry and losing sleep. Smiles come once a day now, laughter once a week. I know she thinks Christmas is in short supply, but she's got me and I've got plans to buy. A little more Christmas at Christmas time this year. A little less heartache, a little more Christmas cheer. A dream that won't vanish, that dares to last. A little more future, a little less past. Believing in Christmas, this Christmas may be tough. Believing in Christmas just may not be enough. So if a little more faith find its way under my Christmas tree, there'll be a little more Christmas this Christmas. Today I'll find a way to make her dream come true. Just wait and see. Today, tomorrow will change, 'cause I know that she is counting on me for a little more Christmas at Christmas time this year. A little less heartache, a little more Christmas cheer. A dream that won't vanish, that dares to last. A little more future, a little more past. Believing in Christmas, this Christmas may be tough. When believing in Christmas just may not be enough. So if a little more faith could find its way under my Christmas tree, there'll be a little more Christmas. A little more Christmas. A little more Christmas this Christmas for me.
Look sharp, step lively, everyone. The store opens in 10 minutes. We don't want to miss 1 minute of sales today.
Oh, it's my sales staff and my supervisor. Hattie, look at me. 5 o'clock face and it's not even 9. I wish I felt ready for today.
Listen, you are ready, one step at a time.
Okay, gang, time to hit the streets. I think I see my first sale headed this way.
And remember, minions, Higbee's means quality. Higbee's means quantity. Higbee's means quiet. Thank you.
Excuse me, mister? Want a paper?
Ha, how quaint. An example of American entrepreneurial enterprise in miniature. Now, my little fellow, what special deal are you prepared to make me today so I won't take my nickel to another merchant?
Here. It's on the house.
Wait a minute, kid. That's not a special deal. That's just stupid.
So's your old man.
Staff, this is not the sales technique we employ at Higbee's. Remember, we make people buy things they never knew they wanted with money they never knew they had. It's a mission of mercy. It truly is.
Morning, Maxwell. Hi, everybody.
Ah, Mrs. Garfield, late again, as usual.
Late? I'm early. I was here before anybody.
Well, obviously, you forgot about our 8 o'clock staff meeting this morning at J.C. Penney's. We dumped 10 gallons of eggnog in front of their entrance. Whoopsie daisy. Quiet!
Now you know, Maxwell, I can't get here by 8 o'clock. I can barely get here by 9. I have to walk, remember? My car's broken, and I didn't have the money to fix it. I still don't. That's why I had to take this second job. And if I don't get it fixed, I'm probably going to lose my first job.
First job.
I've got a mortgage and a stack of bills every month, and well, Christmas and
Yes, the road of life is just full of bumps, Mrs. Garfield. But with or without a car, I still expect you to be on time and in line by 9. And even though this is your last day with us, and we're going to miss you too, if you can't cut the Higbee's mustard, you can always choose to take early retirement.
You mean quit? I can't quit. I have 2 kids who depend on me. Haven't you ever had to depend on someone, Maxwell?
No, nor have I ever been the dependee. Life's a lot simpler when you only have to count on yourself. It's a very simple number to remember, 1.
1? That's all? Even on a day like today, on Christmas Eve?
Especially on a day like this. 1 is all I can keep track of. Look at this frenzied crowd gathering. Now, come along, everyone. We have to ready the store.
Excuse me, pardon me. Ah, yes. Hello, Mr. Selden. May God deliver his richest blessings upon you today.
Fine, as long as they don't come COD. If you'll excuse me, Brother Sapp, I'm sure the store will make its standard contribution if you talk to our bookkeeper.
It's Sam.
Whatever. Again, I'm sure the store will make its standard contribution if you'll talk to our bookkeeper.
Oh,
But
no,
right now,
no.
we're in a...
No, I'm here to check the order of events with you for today. See, according to this schedule, we will be singing in front of your store on the even hours, and at First and Euclid on the odd hours, and then at 4 o'clock is our nativity scene, right here. Is that correct?
Look, you could polka with reindeer as far as I'm concerned. Just don't block the flow of customers. And you know what? That goes for you too, Miss Associated Press.
Well, happy holidays. Would you like some fruit cake?
I know your game. Just keep those papers and kids off store property.
Okay, then. Well, how about a cheese ball? Can I cut you some?
First bribes, now threats. You know, I could report you to the Federal Trade Commission.
Listen here, Maxwell Selden. Someday you're going to find out how to have a real Christmas. Until then, Minnie Happy returns to the season.
American commerce in decline. It's not a pretty sight. Otis, get that door open. And the rest of you shoppers, the store doesn't open for 10 minutes. You're like a pack of wild dogs. Back, get back. Now listen here, Father.
It's brother.
Whatever. We want some peppy carols today.
I'm sorry. Peppy?
You know, full of zing, plenty of razzmatazz. We want to put people in the mood to lay down the lettuce, not kneel and pray, so stick to the jingle and fa la la depart.
I'm afraid we see Christmas from a slightly different perspective, Mr. Selden. See, you see it as a season of selling, But I see it as a season of the receiving.
Selling, receiving, what's the difference as long as they come in the right order?
Actually, there's a big difference. And that's because the only gift that really matters at Christmas can't be bought. And that's because it's free.
Free gifts are a quick way to go out of business.
Well, it's a good thing that Jesus didn't share in your philosophy.
Well, obviously Jesus never knew how to market Christmas.
Maxwell, come on. Jesus is Christmas.
No, I will tell you what Christmas is. People are Christmas. Those people. The American consumer. Gullible fools, all of them. And with all due respect, Rev, on Christmas Eve, they want to be shopping in a store, not praying in a church.
You know, in a way, you are right. Those people are what this season is about. All the more reason for us to be singing out here today. There's a lot that they need to hear.
But you'll keep things peppy, right?
You know, there'll be lots of joy.
And modern. Make it very today.
There'll be news. Good news, as a matter of fact.
Perfect. Maybe you'll steal some of that paper peddler's business. All right, staff, the store looks primed. Everyone to your posts. Mrs. Garfield, Mrs. Dexter, to your posts.
We were just rearranging the jewelry in the display window.
Toys, Mrs. Garfield. Your department is toys.
I remember.
Thank you.
Nadine, keep an eye on this locket. It's so beautiful. And I know I don't have the money to buy it, but I'll miss looking at it every day.
Okay. It'll be waiting for you.
Thank you.
All right, staff, everybody ready? Display the merchandise. We have approximately 2 minutes before... Mr. Higbee arrives. He's early. Today of all days, he's early. Okay, everyone get ready to display the merchandise. Now look happy. Too artificial. Look humble. That won't work. You'll never sell anything. Look aggressive. Too angry. Look religious. Oh, come on, brother Spam.
It's Sam.
Whatever, act like you want to sell something.
But I don't want to sell anything. I want people to receive.
Here, receive. The rest of you, sing.
What do we sing, Maxwell?
Something, anything. Make it peppy, the first thing that comes into your head.
What's this?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Higbee. Happy birthday to you.
Not the best choice.
If this is a surprise party, there's been a gross miscalculation. You do have the correct date of my birth entered in the captain's log, don't you, Miss Plunkett?
June 17th. An act of Congress couldn't change it.
Well, if anyone thinks today is June 17th, they're in for a rude awakening. Miss Plunkett and I have been down here since dawn, double-checking the inventory. And it's very important that you sell everything and unload your cargo. Yes, sir. To your stations. Not that way, Miss Garfield. To starboard. To starboard.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, aye, sir.
And Mr. Selden, a word, please.
Aye.
Oh, brilliant maneuver, Maxie. That's using the old brain.
At least I've got one.
Double check the inventory. Don't worry, kid. The boss barks at everyone, just like a poodle.
I get so confused, Dixie. It's been 2 weeks and I still can't get my bow and stern straight.
It's been 5 years for the rest of us, darling. You know, he was only in the Navy for 5 months during the war. Never saw a day of action. He just sat on a cargo freight in San Diego. I think he's compensating for missed opportunities.
Well, he sure runs a tight ship.
Honey, if things were any tighter around here, we would all die of asphyxiation. Everything is done exactly the way my father did it when he founded Higbee's 42 years ago. That dog don't hunt. Old man Higbee used to run a store that put the customer before the almighty dollar, especially at Christmas. Everyone in Cleveland used to say that nobody had more Christmas spirit than Higbee's.
But what happened?
Higbee, Jr.
And let's have no more slip-ups, Mr. Selden, or you'll find yourself back in the galley where you started.
The warehouse, sir? You wouldn't.
I would.
You couldn't.
I could. It took us 3 years to make you sales manager and 4 years to put you in charge of sales. It would only take 1 minute to send you back to heating boxes.
It's not my fault. Mrs. Garfield was late to the staff meeting, and then she started displaying a most uncooperative attitude, and then...
I make myself clear.
Aye.
And the rest of you, I want your sails hoisted. I want your rudders straight. It's full sails ahead. I especially want every one of you to sell these cloth dolls and paddle balls. We're overstocked and we've only got 1 more day to sell them. So, no matter what a child thinks he or she wants, make them buy these instead.
Oh, but that's not what Christmas is about. Children need to be able to wish for that special present. We all do.
Mrs. Garfield, there's only one thing that Christmas is about. Selling surplus. So, you better move them, or you'll find yourselves moved right out of here. Any questions?
Yes.
What do you want?
I have a question.
Who are you?
I'm Father Shrimp. I mean, Brother Sap. I mean, Brother Sam. I'm from the church a few blocks down.
Oh, yes. The Holy United Tabernacle of Family Singers or whatever. Well, sing whatever you want, wherever you want. Keep it peppy, stay away from the front door, and we get 10% of your take at the end of the day.
Oh, what?
That is the correct figure, isn't it, Miss Plunkett?
Unfortunately.
But Mr. Higby, listen, that money is supposed to go to nourish, clothe, and feed people.
Which is precisely why I am in business to do as well. Exactly the way my father did 42 years ago when he founded Higby's department store. You see, son, I don't run a store. It's a vessel, a life, and I'm the commander. You better get on board, or it's every man for himself. Now, to your stations.
And you're the man to do it. Middle name is Ebenezer. Aye, aye. With a loud cohort from his employ, the policies get the green stuff.
Mrs. Garfield, incite a mutiny?
No, of course not.
Let's get back on board. Everyone.
if we're all in harmony. It's a big heave-ho for the profits grow when your ship and crew are tough. Give a loud ahoy for his import, the policies get the green stuff. It's a big heave-ho for the profits grow when your ship and crew are tough. Give a loud ahoy for his import, the policies get the green stuff. It's a big heave-ho, the profits grow, a loud ahoy for his import, the policies guarantee that we get the green stuff.
Otis, get that door open. Everyone, batten down your merchandise. I'll take the wheel.
Boy, that sounds reassuring.
You know, stuff a stocking in it, Brother Shrimp.
You know, I better get out of here before the stampede, or tidal wave. Alice, will you please come to our nativity scene today?
I wouldn't miss it. 4 o'clock, right?
As far as I know.
Okay, good.
You better abandon ship now, Brother Shrimp.
It's whatever.
Shopping, 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 till we drop. Shopping, 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 till we drop.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm new here. I don't know.
It's 5 rows back to the left and behind the shoppers.
Oh, what's wrong with me, Dixie? It's 10 o'clock and I barely sold a yo-yo.
Oh, have some faith, kid, and push a little.
What do you mean?
I'll show you. Try selling. See what I mean? You gotta start selling.
I guess I'm not so good at selling.
There you go. Let them know you're selling.
Okay, here it goes. I'm selling.
There you go.
Hey! Fat chance, buddy. No one returns Maxwell Q. Selden merchandise. Now move out of the way. You're blocking the customer's view. Happy holidays, Mr. Consumer. I'm sorry, Mr. Higby. I didn't see you there. It's a very busy morning. A lot. Well, a lot more than the toy department. Aye, aye. All right, I'll show her.
I'll show him.
The Christmas rush is on again. It's high and overdrive. We only have a single day. We pray we will survive it.
Bargains, come and get your bargains.
Everybody got a deal for you. Yes, I do.
Better buy from me. I'm gonna sell these bargains
till we drop.
Excuse me, is this the return department?
No! Nice try, Alice, but your little sales gimmicks aren't going to gain you anything.
Except this pile of sales receipts.
No dice. Prepare yourself for an epidemic of buyer's remorse. You're going to see every one of those items in the return department.
Did somebody say return department?
No!
He is half over. How much have you sold? Is that it? How about you, Katie? Well, that's not good enough for the paper like the Christmas Post. Now I have taught all you kids to yell from Public Square down to Tower City. So let's hear some of that. That's the way.
Extra, extra. Read all about it. Extra, extra. Gotta shout it. Get your Christmas Post.
Excuse excuse me, is this the return department?
Well, that depends. What do you got?
But your collection box is looking a wee bit empty. Wherever it is everything going okay? Did you ever consider giving away free donuts?
That could be sticky, Sergeant. But I think we're fine as long as we are singing, singing. We are singing, singing. But no one's listening, listening to our singing, singing. But we'll keep right on singing. We'll sing, sing, sing. The Christmas rush is on again. It's murder on the feet. The minutes hit the hours fly. We're dying to complete this singing. Come and get your bargains. You better know what's bargains. Better bargain from me. I'm gonna sell you bargain right on.
Attention, the store closes in 5 minutes.
But it's 4 o'clock. You can't. Oh, no, but you can't.
You can do anything.
Time to break this, Garfield.
You want to see something break, Maxie?
Try me.
Mr. Higby, please.
Attention shoppers, time for your last purchase.
Can someone just tell me where the return department is?
Thank you for shopping at Higbee's Department Store. We know you had a choice of merchants, and we appreciate your patronage. Now, Merry Christmas, Bon Voyage. Please vacate the premises as of 1600 hours. That's now!
All right, buddy, come on. We gotta go. They're closing. Come on, we'll go together. We'll go together. Come on. They're closing. They're closing.
No, wait, sir, I just need. Come on, no, can someone just forget it?
Good afternoon. You may pick up your pay envelopes and your bonuses on your way out, but only 1 salami per person. And we'll see you all back here at 9 o'clock sharp on the 26th.
That's 8 o'clock at Sears and Roebuck, and don't forget the eggnog.
Mr. Higby, couldn't you keep the store open for 1 more hour? Especially when there's an emergency.
And just what might that emergency be, Mrs. Garfield?
Me, I'm the emergency. I've been working on pure commission, and I just about had the money I needed to buy my kids their special presents. You know, that red Coca-Cola car over there, and that bicycle with the basket in aisle 10. Please, Mr. Higby, that's all I need is 1 more hour.
Mrs. Garfield, I am sympathetic to your plight, but there is simply no way that Higbee's Department Store will remain open 1 minute past 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve. We've always closed at 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve, and we always will. Just like my father did when he founded Higbee's 42 years ago. Case closed.
Sorry, kid. He's got the facts straight, but not the story. Old Man Higby used to close the store at 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve to throw the biggest Christmas party Cleveland has ever seen, and everyone was invited, including those people that Brother Sam and his congregation are trying to help.
When did we all lose sight of what Christmas is about?
Oh, probably when we all lost sight of who Christmas is all about. Come on, kid. There's a salami with your name on it.
Hey, the store can't be closing.
It can, and it has.
But it's only 4 o'clock.
And 4 o'clock is always when we close on Christmas Eve. Just like my father did when he founded Higbee's.
Okay, I understand that that's the way that it's been in the past, but I just thought this year could be a little different. You see, we're supposed to be having our nativity scene right here at 4 o'clock.
Go ahead, we haven't closed the sidewalk.
But what's the point if there's nobody here to watch us? Look at this place. It's deserted.
I'm sorry your box office is down. Perhaps it's your wardrobe. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to run home and change into my civvies. I've got some last-minute shopping to do.
You mean you don't shop at your own store?
Never. Price is too high. Besides, we're closed.
Chin up, kid. Remember what tomorrow is.
I know.
Christmas. An excuse for the American worker to get paid a day's wages for not working. That must be the goodwill toward men clause.
You know, Maxwell, I bet the only thing you have under your Christmas tree tomorrow is a safety deposit box. And I hope you'll be very happy together.
A match made in heaven, I assure you.
Sorry, Alice. Looks like the star didn't shine bright enough to get us to Bethlehem. We're just going to have to try again next Christmas. We'll be singing a few blocks down, Hattie.
Bye, Sam.
Bye.
So much for taking a step of faith, Hattie. Even one step at a time and I fell flat on my face.
I wouldn't call it a fall exactly. Maybe just a stumble.
Well, call it whatever you'd like, but the fact remains is that it's Christmas Eve, and I've come up short. One more hour and I would have gotten the money I needed. But instead, zip. The day started off with nothing, and it looks like it's going to end with nothing.
It seems I've heard somewhere that faith is the evidence of things not seen.
Well, I sure don't see any faith. And I don't know how anybody can get much faith from that.
It seems that you're still operating on the notion that seeing is believing. I think you've got that backwards. Believing is seeing.
Excuse me, can anyone tell me why all the doors to Higbee's department store are closed?
I'm afraid it closed at 4 o'clock, ma'am.
Oh, no.
Well, what's wrong? What's wrong?
I had something on layaway, a present for my daughter, a dollhouse, you know, that big special present, and oh, I just ruined her Christmas, and...
Wait a minute.
No.
I work at Higbee's.
You too.
I'm not sure how I'm going to get you in, but I'm going to find a way to get you in there.
Oh, thank you, lady. You're a lifesaver. Oh.
Higbee's may have ruined my Christmas, but I'm not going to let him ruin everybody's. Ma'am, just wait a minute. All I need to do is find a... What is it? A key?
Yes, yes. Old man Higbee gave it to me years ago for emergencies. In As far as I'm concerned, you are an emergency. So what you do with it is entirely your affair.
Today, I'll find a way to make her dream come true. Just wait and see. Today, tomorrow will change, 'cause I know that she is counting on me.
Look, ma'am, I found the key. I can open up the doors to Higby's now.
Hey, everybody! Higby's is open!
Wait a minute. I was just opening the door for one woman.
Just one more hour and I have all the money that I need.
That's right. Hurry! Higby's is open. Special last-minute madness sale. 1 hour only. Hurry, shoppers. It's your last chance.
Shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping.
Hey, what's...
Shopping, shopping. Till we drop.
Hey, Alice. Hey, what's going on? Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
Isn't it wonderful, Brother Sam? I believed something would happen, and it did. I'm gonna make the money I need.
That's great, but where did you get the key?
The most important thing is the nativity scene is back on. Bring on the frankincense and hay.
Gloria in Excelsis Deo. We're on our way.
Christmas rushes on again. It's high in overdrive. We only have a single day. We pray we will survive this. Shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping. Till we drop.
Mrs. Garfield, what is the meaning of this?
Maxwell, Dixie, what are you doing here?
Well, when I saw two men running down the street with a canoe from my department, I knew something was afoot.
A Christmas Eve madness sale. Old man Higby would have loved this. Count me in. What do you say, Maxwell?
Are you out of
Hey,
here?
can I get some open sporting goods?
I'll be right with you.
Oh, no, you don't. You're trying to earn that extra commission, aren't you? Well, you're not selling my snorkels and rackets. You want to play in the big leagues? You've got it.
You don't have a prayer.
That's all you've got.
Maybe that's all I need.
It's over, Garfield.
It's just begun, Selden.
Everybody to your corners and come out swinging.
Bargains, come and get your
bargains.
bargains.
Hey,
Never
everybody
seen
got a
such
shake.
bargains.
Yes, I do.
Better
So
buy
buy from
from
me.
me. I'm gonna
Sell
sell these bargains till we drop.
Shopping. What's happening? What's going on, Brother Sam? What's happening
Isn't
here?
it, I don't know, but isn't it Grand Sergeant? Hey, you said that anything could happen today, and guess what? It has.
I was right. Michael O'Reilly Buchanan was right. They didn't believe me, but I knew it's Friday. Listen, I need a phone. I got to go to boss. Listen, how do you need your phone?
Anything can happen, anything
Hello?
can happen.
Hello? Yes. You got to come down to your store.
Anything can happen, anything can happen.
No, you're being robbed.
and gentlemen, it is now 4:45 on Christmas Eve. And may I say, for the record, that in the 42 years since my father founded Higbee's Department Store, nothing has ever been done like this before. And God willing, nothing like this will ever be done this way again. I demand to know who is responsible for this lawless disregard of policy and tradition.
Me? You can't be looking at me. I was trying to stop it. I was the sole voice of reason in a world gone mad. I battled tirelessly to put an end to this carnage. I put my life on the line, sustaining a painful and cosmetically damaging injury
Oh,
to my
stick a
shin.
snorkel in it, Maxwell.
It was all my doing, Mr. Higbee. A woman needed a gift, a special gift. And apparently a lot of other people did too, including me.
I see. Well, Mrs. Garfield, it seems that there is nothing left for me to do but fire you!
But you can't, Mr. Higbee. If you do that, my children won't have a Christmas.
Mr. Higbee, listen. Hey, you can't do this. You know, I'll tell you why not. Because it's her last day, and the store closed at 4 o'clock.
That's true, but Mrs. Garfield chose to open it back up until 5 o'clock, and since there is 12 minutes left in her extended employment, it's terminated. What's more, I'm keeping all of her wages earned thus far to pay for the damage.
Oh, no. Mr. Higbee, not only will I not have a Christmas tomorrow, but my kids won't have presents in the tree.
You should have thought about that earlier when you did this. Come on, Sergeant Buchanan. Let's go down to the station, fill out a report. Oh, I hope Father never has to see this.
Mr. Higbee, wait. Are you sure you want to fire Mrs. Garfield? Don't you think that's a bit extreme? I mean, it was her fault, certainly. But taking all her money, after all, doesn't everyone deserve a Christmas morning? And couldn't your policy change maybe just this once?
Which question do you want me to answer?
All of them, I guess.
Okay. Yes. No. Not necessarily. And are you out of your mind? Come on, Sergeant, let's go.
But can't I just finish my donut?
Sergeant!
Oh, but Cora, they only have peppermint on one day.
Hey, Maxwell, listen. You've got to get Mr. Higbee to change his mind. You have no idea how much was riding on that money for Alice.
I tried. Didn't you hear me try? I'm not my brother's keeper, or my sister's for that matter. We're all a lot better off if we just learn to take care of ourselves.
Well, I'm sorry if everything seems to be such a matter of self-interest to you, Maxwell. Even Christmas. By the way, here's 10% of our take, as Mr. Higbee puts it. You know, it's not much, but always, good things always do seem to come from it. Oh, and by the way, you might want to stop paying such close attention to price tags. They're not a very good indicator of what something's worth.
Buck up, kid. The day isn't over yet, and you know anything can happen.
No, thank you. I have had enough of things happening today. I'm calling it quits before I ruin everybody else's Christmas too.
Alice, everything you've done today was for one reason, to help someone else have a good Christmas. And you know what? I believe that God honors a giving heart.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes he just takes a little longer than we planned.
I'm sorry, Brother Sam. I am all out of time, and just about everything else. You know, for the past 3 years, all I've done is ask God for more faith. But as far as I can tell, he keeps answering no. Look at this catastrophe around me.
And that's part of the difficulty. You see, it's awful easy to keep our eyes focused on our circumstances and not on the Lord.
That's right, and honey, that is one recipe for disaster. Why, look at Mary and Joseph, or even the shepherds and the wise men. If they'd have all sat around in their miseries thinking about how impossible their situation was, where would they have ended up? Not in Bethlehem, I can tell you that. They didn't understand all of God's plan either. They didn't even have a map. All they had was a star and a promise. So listen here, lamb chop. You don't need any more faith. You just need to start acting on it. Nobody ever got to Bethlehem without a little forward motion. No more steps of faith, kid. It's time for you to take a leap. Are you ready? Don't give up. Don't give in. When the going's tough, that's just when faith kicks in. Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day, He's telling you to keep the faith. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give in.
Don't give in.
When the going's tough, that's just when faith kicks in.
So let your faith begin.
Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you.
Night and day He's telling you to keep the faith.
Remember when the king threw Daniel in the lion's cage without a single means of self-defense? Now Danny had a simple faith that calmed the lion's rage, so breakfast didn't come at his expense. When morning came, the king was sure that Danny Boy was gone, but there dead sat with all those cats. His faith had made him strong. So don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give in.
Don't give in.
When the going's tough, that's just when faith kicks in.
So let your faith kick in.
The Lord will see you through.
Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day He's telling you to keep the faith.
Remember the disciples sailing on the stormy sea. The boat was tossed and they began to sweat. But Jesus strode across the waves and called out, "Come to me." So boldly Peter gambled, getting wet. The mighty faith of Simon Peter suddenly shrunk. 'Cause when you take your eyes off that prize, honey child, you're sunk. But don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give in.
Don't give in.
When the going's tough, that's just when faith kicks in.
So let your faith kick in.
The Lord will see you through.
Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day He's telling you to keep the faith. Faith. Keep the faith.
When Daniel faced the lions, he had faith.
He had faith.
So when you don't feel like trying, keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
When Peter walked on water, he had faith.
He had faith.
So when the going's tough, you gotta keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
When your days are full of doubting, keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
So sister, keep on shouting, keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
Come on.
The power that defeats the grave, the power that God Almighty gave. That's the power that will save you from despair. From despair.
When
You have faith. So don't give up. Don't give in. Don't give in.
When the going's tough, that's just when faith kicks in. Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day, He's telling you to keep the faith. So don't give up.
Don't give up.
And don't give in. Don't give in. When the going's tough, that's just when faith kicks in. Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day, He's telling you to keep the faith. Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you. Night and day, He's telling you
Mr. Higbee, there's something you should know. Mr. Higbee, there's something you should know.
And what is that?
Well, it's about your policies and the way you run your store and Christmas. Well, it's more than the green stuff. And it's a lot more than regulations and cash transactions and salamis. And well, if you don't take a leap of faith once in a while, you'll never make it to Bethlehem. And well, I think there's such a thing as running too tight a ship.
What are you talking about, Mrs. Garfield?
Your ship's too tight, sir.
Idea having a Christmas Eve madness sale. Such excitement, such savings. It's like the old days at Higbee's.
I'll say that again. You know, we haven't shopped at Higbee's much recently, but after today, we certainly will be.
Oh, well, thank you, I think.
It is our pleasure to patronize a store that puts the customer before the almighty dollar.
That is spot on, darling. So, Mr. Higbee, what's the plan? Is there going to be a post-Christmas madness sale on the 26th?
Oh, well, I'm not sure. The policy hasn't been established. Yeah, just a minute. Maxwell, what are they talking about?
I'm not sure.
Brother Sam, what are they talking about?
I told you, sometimes God takes a little longer than we planned.
Attention, shoppers. I apologize for the confusion earlier this afternoon. But concerning the so-called Higbee's Department Store Christmas Eve Madness Sale, there's only one thing left for me to say.
Junior!
Father!
Hello, Elliot.
Before you say anything, I can explain everything.
I don't think you need to. I've heard the whole story from half of Cleveland.
Really? That many?
My phone hasn't stopped ringing for 1 solid hour. New customers, old customers, the boys down at the 47th precinct. All anybody can talk about is this Christmas Eve madness sale. So, it seems to have turned this store and this town upside down. So I've only got one thing to say.
I've weathered many a storm and gale. Fire away.
Brilliant sales strategy, son. I didn't think you had it in you. I know, I promised not to interfere when you took charge of the store 5 years ago, but I just had to come down here and say, ship shape.
Oh, well, surprise. I mean, it should come as no surprise that I would institute a marketing campaign that would so capture the Christmas season. I was out front, spearheading the fact that policy and tradition would not interfere. Well, there was someone who stood by my side the whole time. Dixie Plunkett, my faithful bookkeeper, was Brother Sal and his Holy Roller Singers. Oh, they so captured the mood of the season.
Oh, no, you don't. Nope.
No, okay.
No, you know who it was.
Actually, it was everyone. Everyone contributed to it.
No.
All right. Oh. It was Alice Garfield's idea.
I had a feeling someone else was involved. Congratulations, my dear. Whatever gave you the inspiration?
I was just trying to help someone get a special present.
That is what this store has always been about for 42 years. I am certainly proud to have someone like you on Higbee's payroll. Aren't you, son?
Yes, sir.
Does that mean I still have my 2 weeks of salary?
Well, of course. I was hoping you would stick around next week for the after Christmas sales. Do you have any brainstorms for the 26th?
The 26th? But I need the money now. Yes, Mr. Higbee, I do have a brainstorm.
Mrs. Garfield, what are you talking about?
Well, we'll have a sale now. You know, we still have 10 minutes left until 5 o'clock, and, you know, we barely moved any of those overstocked dolls and paddles. So let's offer them a special price.
We've already tried half pricing them.
No, double the price. We'll give half the proceeds to Brother Sam's Soup Kitchen and all the toys to the needy families at his service tonight.
Mrs. Garfield, that is the most...
I love it!
Oh, I love it too.
Carry on, my dear. I know I'm leaving the rest of Christmas Eve in good hands.
Thank you.
Now I must run. I have an appointment at the Christmas tree with my grandchildren. And so do you, Elliot. 15 minutes. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a note from Amanda reminding you to buy an angel for the top of the tree. Now, don't disappoint my favorite granddaughter. She has a lot of faith in you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
God bless your new year.
Bless you.
Bye, Father. 10 minutes? We've only got 10 minutes to sell our entire stock? All right, where's my sales team? Maxwell, Nadine, Otis, Patrick, please, Dixie.
In your dreams, we are all officially off duty. Looks like you only have one salesperson left.
I do have 10 minutes left of my extended employment.
One salesperson for all this?
That's right. And remember, she's on commission. Get your Christmas Eve special, double the price, give it away, spread some hope for Christmas Day.
Dixie, look at all this. Have you ever seen so much
Green stuff?
yes, green stuff?
Oh, goodbye, green stuff.
And it certainly is gratifying to know that most of it is going to Brother Sam's Soup Kitchen. And after Alice's commission, the rest of it can go to pay for damages. Starting with this captain's log.
The captain's log isn't damaged.
Oh, we can fix that. Great day in the morning. Who left a peppermint jelly donut in accounts receivable? Oh, whoopsie-daisy. And now we need to do something about this whistle.
Oh, that's damaged too?
Well, how about you just take a closer look?
Ah! Oh, I see what you mean.
Brother Sam, you were right. If you stay focused on your problems, you'll never see past them, even when God's there the whole time.
Yeah, and it's a great thing he's so willing to wait for us, isn't it?
Yes.
Pardon me, Alice. Hey, Maxwell. Hey, Maxwell. You know, you've been awful quiet tonight. Is everything okay?
Oh, yes, just fine. You know, big sale on Christmas Eve. Gotta, take stock of inventory and make sure where things are,
Yeah, Christmas Eve is a great time to do that, isn't it? And it certainly was a good sale, wasn't it?
I can't get over these people paying double the price for something they didn't even want and then giving it away. It's like they're
Gullible fools?
Now, that's not what I said this time. Listen, Brother Sam, about what I said earlier, well, all of the things I said, listen, what I want to say.
Merry Christmas, Maxwell. That's all you need to say. Don't worry about it. So, you about to head home?
I'm sure not going to spend the night in this drafty icebox.
No, I mean, are you going to go home and spend Christmas Eve with your family?
My family has moved on.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Depression killed my parents, first dad, then mom. You know, watching your parents work themselves into an early grave tends to color your perspective.
Well, hey, were the times that you spent with your family, were they happy?
Always.
Hey, then you weren't poor.
What are you talking about? We were one step away from being destitute, especially at Christmas.
Listen, I'll tell you what colors my perspective. That at the center of our most expensive holiday is this baby wrapped in rags and, well, destitute. Sometimes I like to think he came that way so that people like us would listen to him. Like when he said things that really matter. Like when he said, what good does it do to gain the whole world if you lose your soul?
Not to worry, we were never in any danger of gaining the world. Half the time when it was just mom and me, we didn't know where our next meal was coming from. At Christmas time, she'd have to take a second job just so I'd have something under the tree. But we always did. We always had one special gift.
You're welcome to spend Christmas Eve with me and my family, Maxwell, this year. Christmas Eve is a lousy time to be alone.
According to who?
Well, God, for one. We obviously weren't doing too well on our own, so he decided we needed some help. So he became one of us. Matter of fact, that's exactly what his name means, Emmanuel. God with us.
That's a comforting idea if you live in a world of nativity scenes and Christmas cards, but in my world, people leave and people die, and you better learn to depend on yourself.
Yeah, people are gonna let us down, and hey, we're all gonna die. But I'm equally certain of the fact that Jesus came to take care of both of those issues.
What, with a manger?
No, not just a manger. Christmas was the beginning. You start at the manger, at this child in the hay, the gift of our Father in heaven, the price that he paid to save all his children, no matter the cost. So start at the manger, then go to the cross. Start at the manger, where redemption began, when Jesus stepped down from his throne to die as a man. And all of these riches, we can count them as loss if we start at the manger, then go to the cross. Imagine that you own the wealth of the world, all of its silver and gold. What good would it do when tomorrow rise, and your heart is empty and cold? Start at the manger on a cold winter night. Look for the star in the sky and follow its light. It leads to a Savior for a world that is lost. So start at the manger, then go to the cross. Start at the manger, then go to the cross. the invitation for tomorrow still stands. You know, you're welcome to join us.
One more won't make any difference. Y'all have a packed church.
One more makes all the difference. Well, I better be getting. You have yourself a Merry Christmas there, Hattie McGee.
The same to you, Brother Sam. Merry Christmas. You better hurry, because you got a church of people waiting for you.
I sure do, don't I? Hey, I better go before they change their mind. See ya.
Sam, wait. Here's the 10% back. Just put it in the original offering. That's where it belongs.
Oh, gee, I sure wish that you would deliver it yourself.
I can't. I've got plans. Maybe next year, you know.
All right. Well, 6 blocks off Euclid if you change your mind. Merry Christmas, Maxwell. Whoa! Hey, I almost ran over you there, little lady.
Sorry, Brother Sam. I've got to get to Hattie right away. It's almost 5, and Higby's is going to close.
Hey, I wouldn't worry. That store's having trouble keeping its doors closed today. Now, you give your mom the best Christmas of her life tomorrow.
I will. Bye, Sam.
A gift from me to you.
Really? What is it?
It's a cheese ball without the knife.
Thank you, I think.
Well, you can eat it now, or you could take it 6 blocks over to the church service, just in case you forgot.
I didn't forget. I've got a previous engagement. Fact is, I'm running late, so Merry Christmas, Hattie.
More than you know. Merry Christmas.
Hattie, I sold every one of my papers, and no freebies. Well, maybe a couple, but I think I've got enough money. I've just got to have enough money.
Well, let's count it and see.
I'm counting, darling, I'm counting. Can't you see the smoke rising from my fingers?
Just got to have the right amount of money.
Ladies, I leave you two to drop anchor and lock up. I'll see you, Miss Plunkett, and you, Miss Garfield, on the 26th. Father says he's going to be there, and he wants to see what rainstorms are brewing.
I'll be there. So
I
will
know.
my brain.
That's what I'm afraid of. Well, good evening, ladies, and good work, Miss Garfield.
Really?
For a swabby, you can sure pull an oar. Good night.
Aye, aye. Okay, now let's count it again.
Hattie, that can't be the right amount. I'm so close. Add it up again.
Well, I've already counted it twice.
Oh, bother. I forgot to get Amanda's wreath. Or her angel. Where am I going to find an angel at this time?
Oh, Hattie, it's beautiful.
Remarkable. I didn't know you sold Christmas ornaments at your newsstand, Miss McGee.
Well, Mr. Higby, I think you have missed quite a few things over the years.
Well, you might be right. How much for the angel?
How much do you need?
$1.83.
$1.83.
$1.83? That's peculiar.
All right then, so let's make it an even $2. That's very normal.
Okay, $2 it is. That is a really beautiful angel, and I'm lucky to have found it. Thank you.
You know, Elliot, I have something for you. Merry Christmas.
Your
From
window
me
wreath.
to you.
Well, your window wreath. Thank you very much.
Well, I do know how much you like the green stuff.
Oh, yeah, well, I really like the green stuff.
So you have a 5-year-old grandchild waiting for that angel, so you better get going home.
That's right. Merry Christmas, ladies.
Merry
Good
Christmas.
evening.
Well, here. I'm going to go get your pay envelope, okay?
Hey, that's quite a sales technique you got there, kid. Maybe I should take some lessons.
Hi again, mister. I'm sorry I threw that paper at you before. I was kind of in a hurry.
That's okay. So was I. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Oh, sure.
You don't actually believe angels are real, do you?
Of course I do. I know they are. Heaven too.
How do you know?
I'm not sure. I just know.
But you can't see them, can you?
No, but you can't see the wind either, and I know that's real.
But you can see what it does to trees and leaves and things and other people?
Yeah, and I guess that's how I know God and angels are real. What happens to things and other people. You know, like today.
Yeah, like today.
Mom calls it faith, but I just call it like I see it.
But you can't see it.
Oh, I'll see angels one day, heaven too, but not until I die. My daddy will be there, and both my grandmas, and Jesus too. Mom says it'll be better than 1,000,000 Christmases.
Katie, if the wind is that strong and you and your mom and so many other people feel it, why can't I?
I'm not sure. Maybe you're too bundled up, or you're just facing the wrong direction.
Your pay, Katie. Now listen, you better hurry if you want to get that special gift.
Okay, I will. Bye, Hattie.
Bye.
Merry Christmas, mister.
So, Maxwell, do you know what time it's getting to be?
Yeah. I gotta run. I got an engagement, Hattie. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Was it 5 blocks off Central?
That's 6 blocks. Well, didn't I tell you folks that there was miracles in the air today? One right around the corner, and the other 6 blocks over. Yep, I told you so. A little bit of that first miracle is rubbing off on all of us. Godspeed, Maxwell Selden. I think that you're going to have a real Christmas this year. Merry Christmas.
I can't believe I'm still short.
Oh, not by much. One more sale would do it. Hey, why don't I loan you the money you need? You know, just until you're able to pay me.
No, I'm not giving up. I'm going to count this one more time. I'm not about to abandon ship now.
Abandon? Alice, you're starting to scare me.
Oh, excuse me? Is it too late to buy something?
It hasn't been so far today, but you'll have to check with our sales staff.
Where are they?
They're all right over there, counting.
56,
Excuse
57,
me, but I'd like
62.
to,
Yes, can I?
I'd like to buy the locket in the window, please.
Oh, honey, you don't have to spend it.
One more sale would do it. The store closes in 1 minute.
Which locket do you want, miss?
The silver one? The one that's big enough to hold this picture of my daddy.
Sold.
And here is your commission. Your full commission.
And I'd like to buy those items in layaway.
Sold.
The red Coca-Cola car. The one Scotty wanted so much.
Yes.
I thought you said you couldn't afford it.
Well, I think I found something under my tree. Something I haven't found in quite a while.
What's that?
A little extra faith. And guess what else I found there?
Huh.
Turn around and see.
My bicycle. I've really got my own bicycle. Oh, and it has a basket and a bow and a bell. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, you're welcome, honey.
Can I use it to ride to school? Can I sell papers with it?
Just be careful. There's still a lot of ice on the road.
You know, let's see you burn some rubber there, hot stuff. Hey, maybe you could
stop
give your mom a ride to
encouraging her,
work.
Dixie.
Bet I beat you home.
Just be careful.
I will.
Oh, I knew you could do it, kid. I always did. I think you were the last to know.
I knew he could do it.
I think that's everything. Are you coming?
In a minute. You go ahead. I'm gonna lock up. I do have a key, remember?
That's right. You do. Merry Christmas, Alice. You have a merry, merry Christmas.
I will.
I found a way to make her dream come true this Christmas Eve. Today, tomorrow has changed, 'cause I found the faith to finally believe in a little more Christmas at Christmas time this year. A little less heartache, a little more Christmas cheer. A dream that won't vanish, that dares to last. A little more future, a little less past. Believing in Christmas, this Christmas won't be tough. When believing in Jesus will always be enough. And when a little more faith found its way under my Christmas tree, I found a little more Christmas, a little more Christmas, a little more Christmas this Christmas. Thank you, Lord.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Garrett. I am the Worship and Creative Arts Pastor here at Harvest Ridge Church. And I just want to say thank you for coming and seeing the Christmas Post. The cast, everyone who works on it really appreciates it. And I would also like to take a minute and introduce to you our director of this musical, Caleb Fletcher. Well, listen, Christmas is an awesome time for a lot of people, but there are a good amount of people who, for certain reasons, Christmas is not a fun time. And I just like to say that if you're here tonight and you're feeling that Christmas is not a fun time for you, or you're struggling this year, we just like to pray for you. So I'm going to invite Caleb to go ahead and pray for you. So Caleb, would you please lead us in that prayer?
Absolutely. Heavenly Father, thank you for these moments tonight and the truth of these stories that we've had the chance to bring to life on stage. Lord, I pray for every life in this room tonight that you would reach into their world, into the moments, into the hurts, the pains, the sorrows, and the joys this Christmas season. God, that you would be there with them and show yourself to them, that each person would see you in the way they need you most. Father, we love you. We thank you. We thank you for this evening and pray that you would keep everyone safe going home. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
What are you two still doing here? Ladies and gentlemen, have a Merry Christmas. Bon voyage. Please vacate the premises as of 2045. That's now!
Merry Christmas.